Kyle, what do you think about when you're on vacation?
Alcohol.
That's not
No,
what I'm talking about.
I think about work.
That's right. And if you also can't turn your work brain off during vacation, you are not alone.
That's right, because the vacation has been killed. But on today's episode, we're going to talk about how to revive it. Let's get into it.
So today we're talking about if vacations are dead.
They're
and what
dead,
to do
Kayla.
about them.
They're dead.
Okay. Well, if they're dead,
End of episode.
if they're dead, are you doing anything? Any vacations?
I am.
On the docket?
All right, maybe you're right. Maybe they're still barely hanging on by a thread. I have some vacations on the
Okay.
docket. I'm going to Big Sky, Montana.
Amazing. Sounds
I'm
very
going
chill.
to Encinitas, California.
Okay.
I'm going to a wedding at upstate, and I can't exactly remember the city.
Sure.
And then I have a TBD solo trip that I have to plan.
Okay, so that sounds like a lot of travel in the
Yep.
next few months. That's pretty exciting. All American, which is interesting.
Yeah, keeping it
US
local, keeping
US
it
is back.
domestic.
Okay, great.
Yeah. What about you?
I have quite a bit. I've had quite a bit this year, but I have a Greek cruise.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yep, tough life I live.
Cruise. What virus do you think you're going to get on that cruise?
You know what? It's a great point
Yeah.
to bring up. I'm gonna have to do a lot of hand washing.
I hope there's a new one that drops.
Yeah, maybe something new
You
and
could
exciting.
you could be patient zero.
Oh my God. Wow. I just want to stay on that cruise for as long as possible.
Okay,
And then
so
I'm going
Petri,
to,
Petri dish in Greece.
yep. And then I'm going to San Francisco for a concert. So I'm pretty exciting.
There we go. That's very fun.
So obviously we're jet setting all over the place.
Yeah, of course.
Are you going to be working while you're there?
Yes. I think in Big Sky I'm working a couple days, 1 or 2.
How long are you going to be there for?
6 days. I think Saturday through Thursday.
Okay.
I'm gonna work Monday and half a day Tuesday. And then Encinitas, we're there for like 10 days.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just gonna work that week. So that is truly a workation. Wedding, it's a Saturday and a Sunday, so I won't be working. Just like sending emails during the vows. And then solo trip TBD. So I won't be working then, but I don't know where I'm going.
Okay.
So it's a blend,
Yeah.
which is, it feels like that's the new way to do things.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I asked.
Oh, brilliant.
Basically, it feels like, the last 5-6 years, we've allowed for work from home in a way that we never had before, first out of necessity, and then because it just, why force in office when it's not necessary? And in 2021, 2022, you saw the rise of the digital nomad, where if you can work from anywhere, why don't you?
Yeah, if you can work from anywhere, why not go to Bali
Exactly.
and work?
And I think that trend has kind of died down a little
Agreed.
bit. I think there have been, of course, some really big pros about spending time in Bali and also working. And I think there's some really big cons.
Yeah.
And I think that, as a trend, as people are maybe thinking through like how to be the most productive, how to accelerate in their careers, what works for them the most, many people are not opting for this digital nomad lifestyle as much as they were maybe 3 or 4 years ago. However, I think, and I know that this is true because there's data to back it up, that the rise of the workcation is the next iteration of the digital nomad,
Totally.
where you think, I can work from anywhere. I only have 15, 20 days off in a year, but I still want to go to Cancun. So I'm just going to go to Cancun and work during the day, enjoy it at night, call that a workcation, and I still have 15 days of PTO for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I don't think it's a PTO thing, at least for us, though.
Yeah.
Like, we have unlimited PTO.
Right.
It feels like we've just like invented a third class of thing. It's not work. It's not vacation. It's this, what's the
Worse.
meme? It's the third indistinguishable thing or whatever.
Sure.
Like workation, we're not fully working because you're in Cancun and you're a little distracted, but you're not taking a full vacation where you're actually unplugged. And it feels like we've invented this third class that in some ways is a lose-lose. And because of that, we've almost pushed out a normal vacation where we've started defining a vacation as you're working from somewhere else, as opposed to a vacation of you're not working and you're actually getting the chance to unplug, reset, calm down and enjoy life outside of work. And that seems to have fully gone away.
Yeah, so I'm super anti-workcation, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
So as you just mentioned, it is both less good work and less good vacation.
Right.
And so I have had a ton of family and friend milestones this year. I have been kind of all over the place working and vacationing because I don't really have a choice. If I wanted to see all of my friends and family like achieve these things, whether it's, my mom's 60th or our, friend's wedding in Brazil, like I would have had to say no to some of those things if I had to be fully unplugged to everything. But what I've learned is I'm just like stressed the whole time.
Yeah.
Because if I'm working Monday to Wednesday and then off Thursday, Friday, yeah, technically I've only had 2 days off, but I do need to still get a full week's worth of work done. And I'm in Brazil. I'm like, I don't want to be working right now. I want to be vacationing. And so I've had a really hard time with that. Because especially if you're not on PTO, the expectation is that you're doing your job. So it feels like there's just so much pressure to make those days count for even more than they would if you were at home.
Do you feel like this is like a you can't have your cake and eat it too
100%.
situation where because we now can do remote work, we're like, oh yeah, I'll go visit a friend I wouldn't normally visit. I wouldn't normally take vacation for this, but I'm going to because I can work from there. And then you start stacking those up and you're like, okay, like I actually probably can't really take a vacation because I've been like half working all these other days. And I think we want both the flexibility of work from anywhere and we're now lamenting, oh, but I can't take a real vacation. Well, we kind of screwed ourselves. Like you can't really have both.
Yeah.
So we might have done a bad deal here.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also, if you're going on vacation for 10 days, you're paying for 10 days of vacation and you're only taking 3. It's like, okay, well, what are we doing here? Like, it's more expensive, less fun, more stressful. And I think if this is a decision that you're making for yourself, then like that's one thing. But I think what I'd love to talk about a little bit more is this expectation from your team, from your company that you are on if you're on vacation because you can be.
Do you think that's a real expectation or a like in your head expectation?
Is that a nice way to say it's an in your head expectation? Because I don't know. I mean, I think it's like.
Well, I think it's interesting. Like we've managed people before and I think we were very clear. Like when you're going on vacation, just go on vacation, unplug. Everyone in the world has told that to me. I've never had a boss at Morning Brew ever been like, oh, you're going on vacation? Like, I need you to check email. I need you to check Slack. Like, I'm going to text you at 5 a.m. just to see if you're up grinding. That's not happening. But I feel that still. But I think that's a me problem. Or like just in general, our work culture in America where we take way less vacation than our European counterparts and we feel more guilty taking the limited vacation we do. I don't know if that's a workplace thing though, or if it's more just a American attitude broadly thing.
I think it's both, but I also think it's hard because we have a pretty good work culture at Morning Brew. I don't know that it's necessarily like the same everywhere.
But okay, so let's just talk about Morning Brew though. We have a good work culture. Do you feel like though when you go on vacation, you are still checking email, checking Slack, wanting to stay abreast of what's going on?
Yeah, I think it depends. There have been some vacations that I've taken where I'm able to fully log off because there's not anything in flight. But for example, let's talk about the Brazil trip we just went on.
Yeah.
I was there for 12 days. I worked for 3 of them. It was Memorial Day, so I was able to take one of those days off naturally. And then I was off for 5 business days. So but there was a ton of projects that were ongoing that I needed to be on top of. It was like, client stuff or like event stuff, like things that were timely that I physically couldn't have gotten done beforehand.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think is pointing to I didn't do a workcation right is like I dropped the ball on something, right? Like something came to me on a Sunday, the Sunday in between my like week.
Okay.
So I was off Thursday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Something came to me on Sunday. I kind of saw it on Monday and I was kind of like, oh, I think I understand what this is.
Yeah.
I'll look at it when I get back. On Thursday, I was like, whoa, I should have addressed this on Monday.
Was this the Monday we were in Ubatuba though?
It was a Monday.
Okay, me and Gail were on the beach. Okay, we're not checking email.
Us and 45 other Americans just descended on a beautiful small town.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is like, if I'm telling people, oh, don't worry, I'll be on it. Like, yeah, I'm off, but I'll check my Slack.
Yeah.
Then it's like, and I did kind of, but I like didn't give it another 3.5 minutes of thought to be like, oh, I do need to address this.
But I think this is my broader point, which is it's, and I feel this way too. I'm not like blaming you, but like, it sounds like that's a you problem where like you were like, oh no, I'll cover it when I'm on vacation. I think we're almost like deferential to that perspective. We're like, don't worry, I'm still going to check. If anything big comes up, I'm here. Instead of saying, I'm going on vacation, I'm not checking anything, and I've delegated what might come up to someone else who is still working. And then you find yourself in a situation where like you can't fully enjoy vacation because you're still kind of in the background thinking through things, but you're obviously not going to do the best work while you're on a beach in Ubatuba drinking some Brazilian drink. And so you're like disappointed in your work quality. And then you get back and you're not well rested and the stuff you did there wasn't that good and you missed some things. And you're like, why did I do that to myself? And I do the same thing. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So is that one of your tactics? Is like delete
Just
Slack
get better.
off your phone?
Well, there's a few things. One, it's very interesting. When you're talking about like you saying you'll still be on, I do think that is one tactic and one thing that we need to get rid of is like hedging our vacations with like, don't worry, I'm still available. And you're kind of then opting into this weird, you're not fully off, but you're not fully present. So yeah, I do think a tactic is if you want to actually take a vacation, like just make that very clear. And you can say, I'm going off grid. I'm not reachable. Yeah, text me if like the biggest problem in the world is going to happen and I'll look at my phone, but I'm not checking Slack. I'm not checking email. And here's the person you should reach out to instead of me. I think setting that up is going to give you a lot of peace of mind. The other thing I think this speaks to is in general, we all think we're way more important than we are.
100%.
Like I'm convinced, oh my God, if I took a vacation, Morning Brew would fall apart. You know, our German overlords would have to fly here and like shut this business down. No, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like everything would be fine. It would probably be better if I wasn't here. So like take a vacation. And I think there is this unlock sometimes when you actually are able to fully step away where you delegate a new thing to someone and they find a better way to do it. And they're like, oh, like I was spending an hour doing this. I delegated it. I came back. They were like, oh, I found a better way to do it. It took me 10 minutes. Or you realize, oh, all this thing that I thought that was really important that I was doing, when I stepped away and didn't do it, like nothing actually broke, nothing changed. Maybe I don't need to do that anymore. I think a vacation is not only good for your own, relaxation, mental health, calm down, step away, but it also is a opportunity to fully disconnect from work and then come back to it with fresh eyes. And we just don't get that chance that often anymore. And oftentimes you'll find like, oh, I was doing things ineffectively, but I was too in the sauce to realize that until I stepped away.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, especially when you're talking about like a longer vacation. Maybe if you have a team or if you're like hesitant to delegate, but as an individual contributor where you're like maybe the like person doing those things that have been delegated to you, I think it's a little bit harder.
I mean, I think that's a broader issue though. Like one, yeah, you might not have a team that's directly doing your stuff, but you have a ton of colleagues who would like gladly take little bits of what you do. And then two, like if your broader point is I can't take a vacation period because again, it's like if I left, everything would fall apart. I mean, maybe that's a conversation with your boss of like, yo, I literally can't take a vacation. What's up with this?
Yeah, I agree. I think in the vast majority of cases, somebody feeling that way is like an ego thing and not a reality thing.
Totally.
Because people can figure it out unless you're like the only person that knows this like unique code language or something. Like, even then you could probably figure it out.
We have Claude now. We can figure it out. Yeah.
Don't say that
Just
too loud.
Claude, do everything Kayla does. Don't make mistakes. Boom. You can take a vacation now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is so random. I was using Claude recently and I was like, where did you find this source? And they're like, good catch. I made that up. Like we accidentally crashed the website.
You're like, oh, $1 trillion company. Nice. Yeah.
Sick. Definitely. So I think one of the like TLDRs about this workcation trend is that the flexibility is useful, right? Flexibility often allows people to continue to do things that they wouldn't normally be able to do. When we're talking about work from home, we're looking at individuals that maybe would have had to leave the workforce are now able to continue their careers because they have more flexibility. If you have to go and workcation, with a family member who's, not doing well or who's sick, or if you have to go somewhere else for a little bit because, you want to spend 3 months in Bali and whatever.
Are we paid by Bali?
I don't know. It's the only, since you said it, I'm anchored to it. That allows where otherwise you would probably be like, I got to quit my job and travel the world and like explore this side of me. Now you can continue to work and maintain that connection and relationship with your job and also experience other things. Flexibility, I think, is great. Great for retention, great for happiness, great for decreasing burnout. Where I think it's bad is when the expectation is flexibility.
Bad for vacations.
And we'll be right back after this. Okay, back to the show.
Yeah, my big takeaway is like you kind of have to pick your lane, and you either have to go like I can take unlimited workcations, or like I need to take a select few real vacations, but wanting to do all of the workcations and then fully log off for these bigger vacations seems like almost too difficult, and you're probably going to be more stressed out doing that. Like for me in Brazil, I did work during Brazil, but I actually like really enjoyed it. I was able to log off when I needed to be off, and I was not worried about what was going on. I knew like there's not going to be anything urgent, and I'm in control of when I can check my email. But then there was 2 or 3 days where I blocked like a few hours where like we weren't really doing anything, and it was just nice to sit outside and like do some work, get ahead on some projects. And that actually brought me a lot of joy. Like I liked what I was doing, and I almost felt like I finally could step away and do some deep work that when you're in the busyness of a day-to-day environment, you can't do. And then when I came back, I was like, oh, I had a great vacation. I don't feel behind. In fact, I feel like I got a few things done that actually sped things up. Like that was really refreshing for me. But I knew that going in that like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not going to work.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the big thing that gets people is like, I'm going to take a vacation and I know I can't work. You like psych yourself up. You're like, I'm not going to look at my Slack. I'm not going to look at my email. And then you find yourself doing it and you get in this doom loop of like, I'm on vacation, but I'm checking Slack. Like, why am I doing this? Just like own it. Like know what you're going to do going into it and then commit to that.
Yeah, I think if we're talking about like the spectrum of like working on vacation, Brazil is a really good example of this because I was probably trying to log off, trying to take in every moment. I was very, very excited about being there. Like you were doing a few hours of work. And then my husband, who was also there, was like, I didn't see him.
Yeah,
he was working.
Ryan did like a work. There was no occasion. There was no occasion.
He was working the whole time, and it was really, really, really tough for me, first of all, because I want to hang out with my husband on vacation.
Yeah.
For him, of course, because he's like, sorry, I can't go to the welcome drinks for this wedding because I have meetings all the way through.
This is actually such a good example where it's like, also like, just don't do a workation if it's going to be more work than Asian.
Yeah.
Like, he should have just stayed home.
I know.
I mean, I don't mean that, Ryan.
Yeah.
I loved having you there, and it was
really
love
fun.
you. Yeah.
But it was, but at some point we agreed, and he went home a day early.
Yeah.
Because we were like, it's so annoying. You're spending more time doing lower quality work because all you have is your little screen. You don't have your monitor.
Yeah.
And like, you're getting frustrated. You're missing out on experiences. It's truly like, if I was home, this would have been a normal day of work. And instead I'm working 15 hours.
And then it can be stressful if you're traveling with a group, you're juggling, you wanting to enjoy the experience, but wanting to make sure Ryan's okay. And like, he feels
100%.
still in the group, but he has to work. Like, it's just this like ball of stress that you then have to deal with. So I do think that is like the perfect example of flexibility being almost this like alluring, better than it seems idea of like, oh yeah, of course I can go anywhere when I want to.
Yeah.
I'll just work from there. But then you get there and it's actually a much more nuisance than you thought.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that the TLDR tactic on this one is be honest and truly, truly honest with yourself and your team about what to expect when you're going out of town.
Yeah.
On a vacation, on a workcation, on a work, whatever it is, like be honest with what that's going to look like and what you need in order to be successful.
Yes, agreed. And can I share a pet peeve?
Oh, sure.
Well, of course I can, because it's our podcast.
Yeah.
We can do whatever
you
we want, Kayla. I don't like I like a workcation when I know it's going to be a workation, and I'm totally fine with it. And I don't take a lot of like full vacations, and that's the lane I've chosen. I hate when people try to bully you into taking a vacation. Like when you're like, yeah, but I'll be working. They're like, no, don't work. I'm like, no, I'm going to be working. They're like, you got to log off. You got to log off Slack. You got to stop. Like, let me do this. This is the path I've chosen.
Yeah.
I think there's this like over pressure to like log off. And now it feels like this, like, it's like the opposite of relaxing. It's like you're forcing me to relax. It's like telling someone like, hey, don't look so stressed. That's never going to work.
Right. Like now I'm more stressed because I look stressed.
Yeah. Like, hey, Kayla, just relax. You're all tense.
Yeah.
So let people choose their lane and respect that and support that. But I think a top-down forcing, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's so funny because I'm like, whenever someone's like, what are you doing talking to me? I'm like, oh, this girl cares, like, oh, that's so nice. I'd have a totally opposite reaction.
All right, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a sicko, yeah.
You're like, let me work. And I'm like, oh, they really want me to
it feels like you're like I'm an infant. They're like, oh, log out. I'm like, I'm in control of my own actions. If I didn't want to be talking to you, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Yeah.
So like we can ignore the like, I'm on vacation. I'm not like, let's get the thing done.
Yeah. That's really funny. I mean, I think that's a good point. I think be honest with yourself and maybe don't take it too seriously when somebody's like log off. Yeah. In either direction.
Yeah, maybe there's things we could both work on, Kayla.
Any other tactics? Oh,
not one tactic. I have one more factor in this that I think is important. I think the cell phone has destroyed a lot of society.
Well, I mean, yes.
And I really we talked about this a lot in previous episodes.
Yeah, ad nauseum.
But I think it's particularly relevant when it comes to vacation. Before you could put Slack and email and browser and Google Docs and Google Slides and Claude and Jira and every work tool on your phone, like you just couldn't actually do a workation. And now, even if you leave your laptop at home, like those things are so fucking tempting. Like seeing that Slack icon, like you're going to click it. Seeing that email icon, you're going to click it. And I think it just made actually logging off so much harder. And I think we can point to all of these different things of, like remote work and workations and unlimited PTO not really being unlimited and try to like pin it on that. But I do think it comes down to never in the history of the working world up until relatively recently have you been able to do pretty much everything from this device that sits in your pocket and sits in your hand all day. And I think that's what's getting in the way. Yeah. It's not just vacation, but like you're on the weekend trying to enjoy time. Your phone's right there. Are you going to check email? I know I do. And like I would be much better time boxing that and not checking. It's just so hard with the phone. And Steve Jobs, I'm a little disappointed of what your creation has become.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two ways to kind of address that. One is to be like, this is who I am.
Self-control.
Well, self-control, of course, but the other is like, let's say this is who I am. I'm just going to check Slack.
Yeah.
You either check Slack or you delete it off your phone when you're on vacation. Yeah. And I've seen people who do that. I don't check Slack as often when I'm on vacation because I'm like, probably nobody's messaging me.
Yeah.
One tactic I have is I typically will set my Slack message. Like, I'm out of office from this day to this day. I will be slow to respond, but expect a response within 48 hours or whatever it is. Like, because I'm checking-ish. Yeah. But that way people aren't like, well, why isn't she responding? I've never deleted it off my phone because I just like to like have it just in case. But I think if you're the kind of person that really, really wants to sign off and can't because of that notification, like glowing in your screen, delete it. Yeah. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I think it goes back to committing, like either know you're going to be checking Slack and own it and don't feel guilty about it, or like delete it and don't check it and don't feel guilty about that. But it's the trying to have both worlds simultaneously and then feeling like you failed in both directions that you want to avoid.
So do you have any other tactics?
I mean, I have other tactics. Sorry. What was going through my head is imagining like a French person listening to this podcast and being like, Americans are just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like it is a cultural thing as well. I was researching before this episode. America, as far as developed countries go, we take the least amount of vacation and get the most amount of PTO. We have on average 12 days off we receive with PTO. Europe is 25 to 30. And I just wonder how much of this is just a cultural zeitgeist of like being so work obsessive. And even if you try to avoid it, that's the cultural stew that you are raised in. And so we have this really weird relationship with work that has a lot of pros and a lot of cons. And like, can we even avoid it? I don't know. But I'm literally imagining a French person smoking a cigarette, eating a croissant, just laughing while they're like taking their month vacation in August.
Yeah, when they're off on August. Yeah, I agree. And I think, whatever the decision is that you're making about how you're relating to time off, time away, like commit to it.
Yeah.
If you're going to work cash as hard as you can, like my tactics here, like be honest with yourself and your team about what's realistic and communicate that clearly. Then have boundaries, implement them for yourself, implement them for your team. Again, a boundary is not you can't message me because I'm off. It's if you message me, it will take me some time to respond.
Or I won't respond until I'm back.
Right. So what are those boundaries for you that will make your time away, whatever it looks like, as effective as possible? And third, and this is a big one, if you are going to do a workcation or a work or a vacation and you need to be involved at work at any capacity, please make sure you know exactly what it is you need to thrive and make it happen. I'm talking tech capacity, Wi-Fi. When you're on, be on, and make sure that you're at a place. Like when we were going on our trip, literally we were looking at hotels and I was like, which place is going to have like a conference room if Ryan has a meeting? Which place is going to have guaranteed Wi-Fi? And like we ended up spending more on a hotel because I was like, we need reliable internet.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to make the decision to do a workcation, make sure that you can do the work part, because then you're just going to be stressed, annoyed, and like not doing anything right.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you're like calling in from your phone while on a jet ski in like some bay you're on LTE. You haven't even hit a G, let alone 5 of them.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You're better off just not attending the meeting. Like, I don't want to deal with, I can't hear you, I can't see you. So if you're going to work, make sure you have the appropriate setup to do that and like plan ahead. I think that's really, really important. My second tactic is, I think it comes down to like dropping the ego a bit. And I think it is, we all overvalue our contributions to anything, myself included. Like, most people think they're above average. Like, that's not how averages work. Like, you're not as important as you think. And I think that's actually freeing. Like, you can take a vacation and the whole world is not going to crumble. And you have colleagues that want to see you take the vacation or workation you want. Like, let them in. They're happy to do it. You would do the same for them. So drop the ego, do what you want to do, commit to that, and don't try to have it both ways. And I think you'll be a lot happier.
I like that. Any last thoughts, or should we roll the credits?
I think we should launch a reality TV show.
Oh.
Where we switch places with a Frenchman. And
you know what? If any Frenchmen want to be working from 9 to 5, 50 weeks.
August is coming up.
Yeah.
If you are European and you listen to this podcast, 1, I love you. Thank you for listening. 2, let's switch roles.
Let's switch lives.
I think we could get some funds from Morning Brew to tape it. That would be a great YouTube video.
Sure.
And let's see what happens.
You know what? I'm down.
That seems like a good next step.
Sounds great. Yeah, I could do the French Riviera for a few weeks.
Yeah. And they can do floor 3 and floor 4 at Morning Brew HQ.
Easy peasy.
All right. Well, we invented a new TV show. Vacations, we've talked about them.
Yep.
We've revived them.
Perhaps.
They're coming back, or they're not coming back at all, and we're just going to lean into the workation. It's your choice. Kayla, should we roll the credits?
Let's do it.
Our producer is Michaela Heck.
Our technical director is Nina Miller.
Brittany DeTaco is our sound engineer.
And our president is Devin Emery.
This show is a production of Morning Brew.
Thanks for listening, and we'll vacation with you next week.
Peace, y'all.